Hi guys, it's your girl Riveting Radiance and I'm back with another one. No, but this is an update to my last video called Exposing My Abusive Parent. When I made that video, I never in a million years thought that I would have to make an update. I thought that I could just upload that video, say everything that I needed to say, get everything off my chest, and that would be the end of it. Boy, was I mistaken. An update is definitely needed. Okay, so it has been a couple of days and I hope I'm looking cute. Yeah, I need to look cute. So it's been a couple of days, so I wanted to come on now and just talk about what's happened since then. So I exposed my abusive parent. I'm pretty sure everyone's wondering, now what? What's the next step? Okay, so first of all, I just want to say that I've actually had many different responses. I've had some backlash. I've had people congratulating me on the video, thanking me for the video. Just, there has been a series of responses and I wanted to just kind of go on here and just tell you what's going on at this point. Okay, so a couple of questions that people have had. A, do you regret making the video after you've put it up? Because sometimes when you put things up, there's adrenaline rushing and there's just like a surge of emotions going on. And it's like, okay, once you've done it and you've calmed down and you've snapped back into reality and you've had time for it to marinate and to think about it, do you regret it? No, I don't regret making the video. That's the number one question I've gotten. Have you had any thoughts about taking it down? No, I'm not going to take it down. I'm going to leave it up for as long as YouTube is in existence. So that will be up indefinitely, forever. Those are the type of questions that I've been getting from people, and I do want to take this time to thank everyone who's reached out to me. I've had numerous inbox messages, text messages, phone calls, even the comments left on the video, and it's just a lot of love and support and concern. And I do want to take this time to thank you guys. I really appreciate it. It's just really nice to know that, you know, there are people out there who care and who support me. So I appreciate that. So if you're someone who has sent me an inbox message and I haven't been able to reply, or a text message, or any of those things, and I haven't gotten back to you, I do apologize about that. I've received an overwhelming amount of feedback and responses. And I just want to take this time to thank everyone as a whole. So I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Your support means the world to me. I do want to say that when I made the video, I made it for me. I made this video for Shanika. I made it for closure. I made it as a step in a healing process for me. And I just want to say that the negativity and the backlash that I've gotten has mainly come from family, not necessarily friends or strangers, but family. So I do want to touch base on that. But when I made it for me. Okay, guys, there were no ulterior motives. It wasn't, let me paint this person in a bad lighting, or let me, you know what I mean, like, or let me seek revenge and get back at them. Or I wasn't doing it to prove anything. I wasn't doing it to get any type of sympathy or any type of pity. I was not doing it for any ulterior motive. Like I said, it was for closure. It's a one step in the process of healing for me. And so I've had a family member, I'm not going to say specifically who, you know what I mean, I will protect people's privacy. I will be confidential when it comes to those types of things, because these people didn't ask to be dragged into this, and this is not my fault. It's not their fault. I am going to address all the feedback that I've gotten thus far, whether it would be negative or positive. So let's just go ahead and start with the family and the negativity. So I've gotten a response from someone saying, well, if you were being disrespectful and talking back and being disobedient, then maybe that's why she pulled your edges out or pulled your hair. And let me just tell you that this person I love dearly. You know, I really do adore them, I cherish them, and I do care about what they think. And at this prior to them saying that, they had asked me to take it down. They told me that it was embarrassing, and I was actually considering it, because when you love someone and they mean a lot to you and you care about them, then obviously what they think will matter and you're going to take it into consideration. So, and they're asking me to take it down, I'm like, okay, well maybe I should, you know. But when they said that comment, like, if you're being disrespectful and disobedient and talking back and, you know, being rebellious or whatever the case is, then maybe that's why she pulled your hair. When they said that, I didn't lose all respect for them, but I lost all respect for their feelings regarding this entire situation. So whereas before I was considering what they were saying and maybe considering taking it down, at that point I kind of snapped back into reality, and everything that they said I did not take into consideration. Basically, it was null and void to me. It lacked significance. Like, it didn't matter to me. I took it with a grain of salt. It didn't hold any water. It didn't hold any weight. Like, it just had no value. Like, what they said lacked value, and I couldn't really take it seriously, because at this point you said that if I was being rebellious or talking back or being disobedient, then that could have explained why my mother pulled my hair and ripped out my edges. Okay, no. So at that point, no, I'm not listening to you. I'm not taking anything that you say into consideration. And then the fact that they're saying that it's embarrassing, like, embarrassing on who? If anybody should be embarrassed, it should be me, you know? I think that's a very selfish way to look at it. Oh, it's embarrassing, you know? And also, let's go back to the comment that they just said. Obviously, they didn't even watch the video, because how can you say if I was talking back or being rebellious or disobedient, then that could explain why my hair got pulled out. If you watch the video, I specifically said the reason why my hair got pulled out, because my mother cared about what other people were thinking, and instead of believing her own daughter, she just acted out in a fit of rage and got extremely violent, you know what I mean, and abusive and aggressive and hostile. So it wasn't even a situation where I was talking back or being defiant or missing curfew or running away or, you know what I mean, or being disrespectful or anything. It was simply someone said something to you. You took their word for it. You believed them wholeheartedly, 100% over your daughter, even though she told you that it wasn't true. And that was just the bottom line. So no, regardless of what I did, no one deserves to have their hair ripped out of their scalp by the follicle. I could never imagine ripping her hair out of her scalp, no matter what she does. So when that person said that, you know, like I said, I love them. They're near and dear to my heart. We're close. But that just lets me know that their mentality. It lets me know where they're coming from, their thought process. And I was in disbelief, you know. I was taken aback. I was shocked. I was appalled. I couldn't even believe they would say some stupid shit like that. Like, no matter what someone does, that does not warrant their hair being pulled from their scalp by the follicle, you know? So that's the kind of feedback I got, that, you know, maybe you deserved it, basically, is what they're saying without actually saying that. And it's embarrassing. Like, how can you say it's embarrassing? Do you know how much bravery it took for me to get on camera and say all of that? You know what I mean? Do you know how much courage it took? And you're worried about being embarrassed? Are you kidding me? So the same person said, oh, people are calling my phone, asking me about it. And I'm like, well, they're insensitive as hell, and I'm going to tell you why. She's like, no, these are close friends. They're not insensitive. They have good intentions. Okay, well, they obviously can't be as close as you think they are, because let me just say this. If I'm really cool with someone and I'm close to them, and they see a video and they call me inquiring and asking questions, it's insensitive, because if we are as close as you claim we are, I would have discussed this with you prior to. This would have been something I brought up a long time ago. So the fact that you're coming to me with this information that you got from this random video that you watched, it just says a lot. It just speaks volumes, because if we are as close as you say, wouldn't I have already brought this up? Wouldn't I have already talked to you about it? Wouldn't I have already initiated this conversation? Wouldn't this be something that you already know about? You know? So why are you coming to me asking me questions? That should be a red flag that if I wanted to talk to you about it, I would have talked to you about it by now. You see what I'm saying? So you can't get mad at me because your friends are calling you, asking you questions about the video. Like, that's insensitive. If it was me, I would be like, well, obviously my friend doesn't want to discuss it. They don't want to talk about it because they haven't brought it up until this point, you know? So I'm just going to sit back and relax. And if they feel comfortable coming to me or whatever, I'm going to be here and I'll support them. I'll be here as a shoulder for them to cry on. I'll be here for them to confide in, whatever they need me to do. But what I'm not going to do is be intrusive and call them and initiate the conversation and ask them questions. You know, are you okay? Why didn't you tell me? Blah, 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 blah. Like, that's intrusive. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's just my take and that's my point of view on that. I had someone else close to me, a family member, say it's an embarrassment on the entire family. They even brought up like relatives that had passed away, like grandmothers and great grandmothers. Like, what do you think they would think if they were alive? And it's just negative it's just a negative look, or it just doesn't look good or whatever. And I'm like, look good for who? Like, this is the thing. The black community always want to hide things. They want to keep things a secret. They want to sweep things under the rug. We have got to get out of that. We have got to get out of that practice of, you know, being so secretive and being so quiet. And I don't know, like, what do you get out of that, of keeping things a secret and keeping things behind closed doors? I really don't understand. Oh, be quiet. Keep it on the hush. Be secretive. Don't say this. Don't say that. Don't let this person know this or that. I don't understand that concept. Like, I'm not going to keep allowing things to be bottled up inside of me and allowing it to fester and for me to walk around like a ticking time bomb waiting to go off. I'm going to get things out in the open. I'm going to discuss it. We're going to have an open dialogue. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to be ashamed anymore. I'm not going to be humiliated. I'm not going to be any of those things. We're going to talk about it. These are things that happen. We're going to get them out on the table and we're going to discuss it and we're going to talk about it, regardless of whether it makes you feel uncomfortable, awkward, if it seems like it's, you know, a tense situation or it stresses you out. We're going to open up. We're going to talk about it, and that's just the bottom line. So, you know, I had another family member say, oh, you should never air out your dirty laundry. Dirty laundry is stuff like saying, oh yeah, I'm messing with a married man, or I got pregnant with someone's child and it's not my husband's, or, you know, that's dirty laundry. These are things that happened to me that I had no control over. I didn't wake up and choose to be abused. I'm not going to be made to feel like it's my fault and like, oh, don't talk about that, girl, that's taboo, or you need to be quiet, or don't discuss that. And another thing that brings me to is, I've been told by family members that this is not a way to heal. It is not your place. It's not your right. And how dare you have the audacity to tell me how I should heal? These are things that happened to me. So I'm the one who had to endure that. I'm the one who had to go through what I went through. You weren't there. You didn't experience what I experienced. So you don't tell me how I should heal. My form of healing is different than your form of healing. And that's fine. That's not to say that your form is right or wrong. That's not to say that my form is right or wrong. But I heal the way that I see fit. And it's not your place or your right or your privilege to tell me how to heal. And yes, this is therapeutic for me. Yes, this is a step in the healing process for me. How dare you fix your mouth and say, well, this isn't healing and you shouldn't tell this. This is my truth. This is what happened to me. This is what I went through. This is what I endured. How dare you? Like, are you crazy? People kill themselves over stuff like this. People self-harm or, you know, like slit their wrists or commit suicide. Like, don't ever fix your mouth and say, you shouldn't heal like that. That's inappropriate. That's embarrassing to who? This is what happened to me in my life. Like, are you kidding me? And that's what I'm talking about. Like, people are just very, like, they don't know when they're crossing boundaries. You know what I mean? And I feel sorry for anyone who's involved in the story. Like, they were just, I mean, innocent bystanders. I understand they don't want to be a part of it and they didn't ask to be in this. I didn't ask for any of this either. Sorry. I can't tell my story and not tell all of the facts. And I did say a couple of people's name. I involved a couple of people and I apologize. I sincerely am apologetic that you did not want this to get out and that you didn't want to be a part of this. I'm sorry. But I didn't ask for this. So I'm sorry that you're somehow linked to this and you're somehow involved. It's not about you though. It's not about you. So take yourself out of the equation and try to be a human being. Try to be humble and have some sort of empathy. People are so selfish. Like, all they care about is themselves. And, you know, the family members that I think are saying, oh, it's embarrassing, take it down. It's stuff that they've been trying to ignore. They didn't want to deal with it. They didn't want to deal with it face on. They wanted to try to just wish it away, pray it away, hope it away, and just maybe if I don't pay attention to it and don't deal with it, it'll go away. No, it's here. And the longer you ignore it and not deal with it, the worse off it will be. So, no, I'm sorry. I'm gonna step up. I'm gonna speak out. That's what I'm gonna do. And I mean, if God were to change my mother's heart and she really became like a Christian and she was loving and caring and nurturing and apologetic and took responsibility for her role in this and held herself accountable for her role in this, and I could see a change in her, then yeah, my heart is open to reconciliation, you know? But as long as you keep acting demonic, I'm not dealing with that. I've gotten so much backlash specifically from family. I've had so many beautiful, like I said, text messages and inbox messages and stuff. When I did this, like I said, I did it for me, but I've had an overwhelming response of people saying like, thank you so much for this, and I can relate, I'm going through the same thing, this video really helped me. And I'm going to take some time right now to read some of those comments because I don't want those people to go unnoticed. Oh my God, your mom sounds identical to mine. Have you ever thought your mom might have a mental problem? Because I know mine does. It stems from her childhood, issues she's never dealt with, meaning getting professional help and possibly medication. I had to deal with tremendous childhood abuse physically and mentally. Also, being that I'm the oldest of 5, I got it the worst. Girl, I know it's so much. You don't have enough time on YouTube to tell it all. I don't even have enough time to tell it all. I could write a book, girl. Me and my mom barely have a mother-daughter relationship, and now that she's older, her mental illness is even worse. I always said I'll be a better mother than she was. I'm not perfect, but I'm a loving, nurturing, understanding, and patient mom compared to what my mom ever was to any of her children. The only thing I could say is to be a better mom and person than she was and or is. Thanks for sharing your story. Someone else said, this was a therapeutic moment for you, and I'm glad you shared it with all of us. There is beauty from ashes, and you're growing into an amazing woman. I'm so proud of you. Someone else said, hey, I just wanted to say it was very brave for you to come on here and open up about something so personal. I know it couldn't have been easy. Also, I have a very strange relationship with my mother, and I'm 26. But for the last 10 plus years, I have fought to have a good one, and it just hasn't worked out. I was able to relate to so many different things you said in this video. It was crazy. But when you find out how you're supposed to honor your mother and father, even though they were abusive, please share. I too would like to know, and thanks for sharing again. Okay, and let me just say, my father was never abusive, okay? I just want to go on the record and say I love him. He did the best that he possibly could. He did the best that he knew how to do. I do feel that he is sometimes a crutch, and he does enable my mom, but you know, he loves her like Christ loves the church, and that's biblical. That's what the Bible says you're supposed to do, so he's sticking by her, and I don't expect anything different. You know, I do hope that sometimes he could like say enough is enough and kind of put his foot down and demand change, but even if he doesn't, I don't love him any less. These are testimonies on my video. If you have not watched my last video called Exposing an Abusive Parent, you need to watch that video before you watch this video. And then this video will make sense. This video is not going to make any type of sense if you do not watch that video first. I had someone say, as a firstborn daughter of an only born daughter of a firstborn daughter, I feel you. It's definitely rough. I've been drugged across the floor by my ponytails in 4th grade, kicked in the stomach in 4th grade, talked down to all my life. I've had college money taken, etc. I feel your pain and I'm sorry you're dealing with this. Remember that you cannot change anyone. You can only change yourself, and if keeping her out of your life gives you sanity, do what's best for you. You have a family of your own that needs you. Someone else said, you and I seem to have similar mothers and experiences. I deal with a lot of guilt because of my desire to have a normal mother-daughter relationship, but time has proven it's impossible. My mom is incapable of love because she craves to control everyone through manipulation and lies. I will always love my mother, but I have decided to distance myself as well. We are blessed to have been through these situations because through it we have learned to be better moms and have healthy relationships with our kids. You look beautiful, by the way. Thank you. Me doing this, even though I initially started doing it for my own healing and for closure, it's touched so many people. It's helped so many people. I've had family members telling me, you're just doing this for likes. No, actually I have just as many dislikes on this video, on these videos, as I do likes. So I'm not doing it for likes. Who would do something this extreme for likes? Like, seriously? Like, these people think I have like the worst motives behind it. I'm telling you, I feel free. I feel relieved. I feel a sense of peace since I've done this. So, I mean, I don't know any other way to say why I did it. Healing, closure, you know, peace. That's the reasons why. And someone saying you should never air out your dirty laundry, another family member, is like, according to who? What book are they getting these rules out of? If I want to tell my business, I have that right. I can tell whatever the hell I want to tell. Like, are you kidding me? According to who? Just because you wouldn't air out your what you consider dirty laundry doesn't mean that I can't tell what I want to tell. It's my business to tell. You know what I'm saying? And people who say you should never air out your dirty laundry, they obviously care about what people think. What's going to happen if I do? What? What's going to happen? Please inform me. Let me know. If I lose people, like subscribers or friends or whatever, good. It's called a filtering process. That means they should have never been here to begin with. They were never true. They were never ride or die. They were never loyal. You know what I mean? Like, they never loved me unconditionally, flaws and all. So people who I lose based off of this video, I'm glad. Holla back. Like, why are you making someone feel bad and ashamed for telling their truth and what's happened to them? Like, who does that? Like, that to me is demonic. Like, you're going to make me feel bad because of what I endured and what I went through. I didn't ask for any of that. Like, and I don't know where they're getting these rules from. Like, they say it so boldly and so confidently, like it is the truth. Like, it's the end all be all. Like, it's one of the 10 commandments. Thou should not tell your business. Thou should not tell what's happened to you or what you've gone through. Like, what do you mean you should never air out your dirty laundry? What does that even mean? Why? What's going to happen if I do? Why? People going to judge me? People going to look at me differently? I don't give a damn. Don't care. Don't care. Next. I have lived my whole life caring about what people think. And that video was the first time I ever just told everything. Like, do you know how embarrassed and scared I was to tell people I did not graduate college? Why was I so scared? Because guess what? I'm a stay-at-home mom. I don't have to work. I don't have to answer anyone. I don't have to clock in and clock out. I don't have someone tell me when I can take my lunch and when I can take my break and how long. No, I don't have to do any of that. So this is what I wanted to do. Like, if I ever had kids, I wanted to be able to stay home with them. I wanted to raise them from a baby. I didn't want to have someone else raise them. I didn't want to have to put them into daycare and risk, you know, like the possibility of abuse or neglect or any of that. I'm living a pretty decent life. You know, I've closed on a home. I have a great marriage and a loving husband. I've been married for 8 years. So a degree would not have changed any of that. If I had a degree, I probably would be out working somewhere in corporate America, and none of this would even be possible. So, you know, not knocking anybody else's hustle or what they chose to do, whether they chose to go to school, get a degree, work in corporate America, that's their business. I have nothing to do with that. But the way my life is set up, I love it. It's beautiful. It's grand. I just love this. A lot of people want to be able to stay at home with their kids, but they can't. They can't afford to. They have, the way that their bills are set up, they have to go out and make this money. You know what I'm saying? I'm blessed and fortunate enough to be home. So the point I'm trying to make is I was so frightened to tell people I don't have a degree, but I don't even need one for what I'm doing right now. You know, I'm a freelance makeup artist. I'm a YouTube personality. I'm a stay-at-home mom. None of that requires a degree. So I would have had it for what? I don't want to go back to work ever. I consider myself retired. I was just so embarrassed. Like, oh my God, what are they going to think of me? I don't have a degree. Like, me saying that was like a weight lifted off of my shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't view someone with a degree or without one any different. To me, in my eyes, they're the same. And yeah, I guess I would need one if I was trying to work somewhere. Clearly, it took a lot. It just took a lot for me to come on the camera. I'm so proud of myself. You know, I feel like I'm brave, and I don't know.
Bend over, girl. Show me what you're working with. Shake it fast, but watch yourself.
Hello, my camera is recording right now. I might keep that piece in there. I was calling you because I wanted to make sure I touched on everything in this video before I turn the camera off, because I know I was talking to you about what I was going to say in the video, but I sometimes forget. It was something specific, like one specific thing I said I was going to touch on. What was that? Do you remember? I just want to make sure I touched on it.
You said specifically about the backlash that you was receiving. That people wanted you to take the video down.
Alright, well, let me go ahead and wrap up the video, and I'll call you back when I'm done.
Okay.
Bye. One of my family members said that what I went through with my mom was between me and her. Who makes up these rules? Like, where do they come from? Like, these people be saying it with boldness and confidence as if, like, it's the law and I'm breaking the law. It is not between me and her if I don't choose for it to be. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, stop trying to control me and my actions and my life. If I want to discuss it with my subscribers, then that's what I will do. You see what I'm, you know? But anyway, guys, thank you so much for all the love and the support that you've given me thus far. Hopefully this will be the last update to everything that's going on. So I guess I'll talk to you guys in another video. Hopefully after this I'll be back to my beauty videos, my reviews, and things like that. But thank you guys for rocking with me and going along with me on this very bumpy ride and journey. Mwah.